Alright everyone, and welcome to a new video series called Back to the Roots, Pre-Modern Magic as Martin Berlin intended. So what is up today? I played a lot of Magic online the past weeks and it's like a cool competitive setup, but sometimes your brain just gets fried because you play like 2 times a league against Dreadnought 1 to 2 times, and it's super stacked. And yeah, I had some issues with this, even if I was part of the problem, and I still am. But I thought about the beginnings of me starting Premodern together with my friend Maxe, and we got inspired by all the decklists provided on premodernmagic.com/decks, and they are so great. Like, they ignited our love for the format, and I guess it's like 17 decks there, which were there is a initial inspiration, probably provided or gathered by the inventor Martin Berlin and Gordon. So with this video series, I want to give it another try and play exactly the decks we can see on the Premodern Magic website. And what you see here is the first ever Elves build for me. And this is exactly the 75 provided on the website. And as the mana base, like, given the fact that it don't run fetchies, is pretty stocked with 4 Gaea's Cradle and a bunch of mana resources. And even the 1-drops we are getting very different in the 2-drop section. Like, we are playing a 4 of Bloodline Shaman and 3 of Llanowar Emissary Rofellos. This card can create a green mana for each forest you control. So it's like behaving like Priest of Titania number 5 to 7. And the Bloodline Shaman is able to generate card advantage. Like, you name a creature type, you tap it, and then if you hit it, you can take it to your hand. For sure, you can untap it with Wirewood Symbiote, Quirion Ranger. So we don't have survivals, and we don't have Multani's Acolyte. And this trend continues in the 3 and 4 drops. Like, we got a playset of Elvish Champion, which is such a strong card. Not the right artwork here for me, but still great. One of Fierce Empath to find one of your Kamahls. So it's a pretty beefy build, rounded up by Sylvan Messenger, which is basically the Goblin ringleader for Elves. And you can play this multiple times with a Wirewood Symbiote. In the 5 drops, we got one of Deranged Hermit, maybe because it was just fair enough in the starting days, and a Mishra's Helix, which could really shine, I guess. Yeah, round up with 2 Kamahl, here just for the classic overrun effect in the most cases. And I'm super hyped to play this deck. In the sideboard, we got some stock cards like 3 of Naturalize, 2 of Winter Orb, 2 of Masticore, 1 of Choke. But we need a 3 of Caller of the Claw, because we don't have the ability to find the card as we are not playing Survival of the Fittest. And another funny card is the Steely Resolve. So this will protect creatures. But what kind of creatures? Like, you can name any creature type. The most obvious case is you play against Burn, and you play this and say Elves. And from this point on, you are getting into more fair territory. Keep in mind that you can't untap your own Elves anymore with a Wirewood Symbiote or with a Quirion Ranger. So you need to untap non-Elves, like the insect here. Otherwise, you can't pay the cost, which is a disadvantage. But my biggest plan here is to at least name either Phyrexian or Dreadnought before it is in play. Because if you resolve this and your opponent is assuming that you are on, will name Elves absolutely, maybe he has some question marks, thinks, why would he name Elves? I just got a 1 of Chain of Vapor. And then you need either name Phyrexian or Dreadnought, and he's unable to get it online again. Like, he can't play Vision Charm, he can't Stifle. It would be funny, right? So welcome to this new video series. I would really appreciate to get your interaction, your comments, your thoughts about the old decks, about where Premodern is heading right now. And I hope we have a very great league. See you in the matches. countered. So this could add some mana. Okay. I can't use the instant mana here for Naturalize, so let it go. Priest of Titania is probably more important than Elvish Champion. Plus, I don't want to run this into something like Days. If this gets counterspelled, this is the dream for us. Because we don't want our Naturalize to get countered. Interesting game anyway. If I draw Mana Source number 4, I will absolutely play the Messenger, I guess. So let's take... So he did a shuffle there. Let's get down Elvish Champion. I love it. If he counters cards like this means that he will assemble the combo. One turn and one Naturalize might be enough. Okay, another forest. So here I think I can slam the Messenger. If he has a counterspell, that means that the second card he's drawing is a needed combo piece. And then our Naturalize will work. Let's get down the Llanowar Elves first. Let's get down Elvish Champion. Naturalize up. And now if we find something like Steely Resolve, I don't know how well the opponents know the card, but it might be that they just let it resolve, thinking we will put it on Elves and then... Flash of Insight in a second main. This is a surprise, I guess. Gives away the call that he has no counterspell, but I'm not playing around counterspells here, so choke would be great. Please. Sylvan Messenger. Absolutely. He could have a foil, but then he's empty-handed. Please give me 2 elves here. Yeah. Oh, I would love to draw choke and Steely Resolve. So we got a bit more mana. I think I will play it like this. And then untap here. And I guess days check. I mean, we could even pay for days. Okay. Sweet. Very sweet. Alright, everyone. We are on the play here. I'm not sure if we can keep this. Like, if there will be issues with the Fyndhorn Elves, we are in trouble. But I think I try this. Like, so many ways to untap the Bloodline Shaman. It's would be fine if this works out. So, if this goes unchecked, what will be our follow-up play? Probably a Quirion Ranger? Not good news. Let's get down the Ranger. Let's do it like this. He probably wants to go for Bloodline Shaman. So I guess... What if we start with the... Okay, he's on F6. So I will play the Quirion Ranger here. Untap again for the Shaman. This could really shine next turn. Maybe the Ranger here was too much. But I have no clue what my opponent plays. Gaea's Cradle would be sweet. But let's dig for some elves here. Priest of Titania is sweet. Let's get this down. Is there any... I think we can attack here, because we just have one forest. And we can bounce again. Maybe we don't need another one. This is a Vindicate, probably. Death Grasp. Okay. I guess we maybe win right now with the Mishra's Helix. Like, this is 5 mana. Let's play the Helix. Float a mana. Man, I think we can do everything here. Rofellos, which is not great with 1 forest, but it will be good enough. 6 mana for Kamahl. This is a good turn fear, I guess. So I want this untapped, and I can't replay anything here. Because I need to at least port 3 lands. I still think it's fine to dig for some more elves here. There's probably... Okay, this should not attack. Alright, activate for 6. 1, 2, 3 lands to tap. Then I guess I should make everything a creature, maybe? I don't know. This was sweet. So seemed to be black-white control, maybe that guy Ale, Naturalize for sure. Winter Orb could be fine, but they will keep answers to my enchantments anyway and artifacts. They are not aware that we are not running anything like this. Steely Resolve could do something, but what am I willing to cut? Is the question. Winter Orb is probably not good enough. I mean, against black-white control, it's a bank, but... So can we take this into a direction like Cradle control? So we need to cut at least some of these 1 toughness creatures to not run into something like Engineered Plague, too hard. Maybe 4 of Steely Resolve is a bit too much, as they tend to have more I like the idea of Call of the Claw, but we are not having the ability to grab it with something like Survival. Let's try it like this. I think I should have kept maybe not 3 Rofellos. It's a bit too much. This is not great, but taking mulligans is really hurtful, but this is not doing anything. I'm still a bit tempted to keep it. It's a bit better. Ship a Cradle. Mulligans really hurt, because we don't have Scree or Genesis, and my opponent will probably play stuff like Gerard's Verdict. Okay, here's the first sword, and now it's getting really ugly if we don't draw anything. This is fine. If he has a Verdict, I might discard 2 Cradles here. Okay, this will grab probably Engineered Plague, which is a fine card to answer immediately with the Naturalize. So we will see a 2-for-1 for us. And then if we got one more land, which is not another Cradle. Okay, get this down. This is great. If this goes unchecked, we can really explode next turn. And we could use another Cradle. Okay. Not great news for us. This is great news. Okay, this is like checkmark number 1 against a card like Engineered Plague? Eternal Dragon, absolutely fine. So it's black-white control. I hope the Sylvan Messenger will really hit, but now we need another land for that. So I think this might work. If we are allowed to untap here, we are. Yeah, slam it. Hope for maybe 2 elves. 3, oh yeah. I love it. Man, this deck could really play Coat of Arms and we would be in the old territory of Magic gameplay. I knew as a child. Decree main phase is super awkward news in most cases. Next turn we can really explode here. I think he's digging for another sword, so what's free? Like maybe do I need the messenger immediately? Maybe. So what's happening if I say 2 mana for the emissary, 3 mana, 4 mana for a messenger? Hopefully to find a Call of the Claw. And do I want to make it secure? He will have some amount of Wrath of God, for sure. I'm unsure. But he needs Wrath, right? I'm tempted to go all in here. Like, even this amount of power is not enough on the board. Let's continue here with... I would like to have the Bloodline Shaman, but on the other hand, I want to have pressure. And the Bloodline Shaman could help us rebuild. So he needs a Wrath of God now. Okay, Engineered Plague. So if he is not having an answer for the Elvish Champion, we are fine for now. Another Bloodline Shaman. So it could be awkward if my opponent exactly has another Plague or answer for the Elvish Champion. So Forest Walk, you say. I think we attack with everything but the Elvish Champion. Probably he blocks Rofellos here. Okay. So this means he has some board wipe. I will ship the turn. Like, this is too dangerous if he handles the Elvish Champion, which he does. Everything got wiped. Okay, the messengers keep around. Another Elvish Champion would be nice. Ah, sweet. Thanks. And now I am confident to adding more of these. Maybe one. One is enough. Or I could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this is lethal anyway. Don't want to have a blowout. Maybe. Okay. He can have it. Okay. So we attack with everything. And he's forced to block one of these. So attack for 6. He's forced to block a messenger. I don't want to fight against Exalted Angel. And now this is lethal anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will add the Titania in case he has another Decree of Justice. Come on, elves. Like, if he has an answer for the elf, it's so hard to recover anyway. He might have Exalted Angel. Oh, yeah. All right, everyone, welcome back. We are on the draw. I think this is decent enough. Like, we got the ability to draw one of our 16 forest. Again, Dreadnought, probably. Yeah, if you play a Magic Online, you will face a ton of Dreadnought. Really, really a ton of Dreadnought. At least 1 to 2 times a league. So let's start with some mana acceleration here. If he's leading immediately with Dreadnought, I think Priest of Titania might be the best play. Okay, blue-white, Meddling Mage, Sword. So probably blue-white Dreadnought, and I like the fact that we are at least having some variation to not run just against the mono-blue deck. But it could be Grotok even. This is kind of free, as we can replay our forest here. Keep in mind that we don't have the ability to give haste, like the elf stacks nowadays. I don't know what it is. The Cradle would be sweet. Meddling Mage naming stuff like... Oh, Fire Eyes. This is tough. But here's no clock yet, so this is Grotok. At least I'm liking the fact to not run into Dreadnought again. Yeah, they are very good at handling elves. I hope that we can have some fine effect from playing Elvish Champions and Sylvan Messengers to maybe outclass him later. But it's tough. So what he's running exactly, I will take a look. Okay. I think it's probably good to play the Shaman here. And maybe it would have been better to go for the Symbiote first. Let's check if he has something like Fire Eyes again. Has 3 Fire Eyes in the deck, so what else? Armageddon as a one-off. Gosh. Some Pyroclasms in the sideboard. So what can I do here? I think 2 mana. I can untap, but this would set me back. I will just slam this. And then it's fine that I can bounce these 2. This could work. Gosh. Okay, what threats is in this deck? It's 3 Quirion Ranger and 2 Psychotogs. Given the fact that there are no... Cataclysm is strong, so we need to act on that. I will return... the Priest to my hand. And I somehow think it's best to keep the Bloodline Shaman here. So that we can find more one-drop creatures. If he has another sword for this, this will be tough. Okay, counterspell is ready. Let's see. Ranger is great. So he needs to counter this, otherwise we can accelerate our mana here. Okay, maybe the one-off days here. It's fine. Like, not the end of the world. It's tough to lose everything here in case he has something like, what it's called, Psychotalk. Okay, I want to have the forest, to be honest. Foil. I mean, it's a funny game and how it developed. Winter Orb, okay, this is not doing you a favor. I understand your plan, like, okay. Not too great to mill the forests, but I mean, the chances are high that we will draw some stuff here. Okay, if he taps this now, I don't know. So the first threat resolving will be dangerous. Okay, now we need land for sure. This is fine too. Okay, Psychotalk. Am I forced to block? I don't think so. So even a Gush would not be lethal. Fire and Ice would be a blowout. Current Ride, okay. Probably the best cards for us he could have. I have the idea of leading with a Priest of Titania. Okay, this worked out. How about Sylvan Messenger? Sweet. Let's continue here. And this might just block next turn. So how many more Cataclysm could we face? Okay, it was a one-off probably. I didn't even see it in his original decklist from the last 5-0 he made. Maybe I'm blocking with the Sylvan Messenger as I have a follow-up here. Yeah, block like this. He's kind of forced to exile 2 cards, which is nice. We don't want to have the one-shot here. I try to lure the counterspell with the Elvish Champion, I guess. Is it better to go with this mana? I think it doesn't matter too much. And I somehow think it's still a game about card advantage. Yeah, let's try the Rofellos first. I want to see counterspells. Now I continue. Like, if he's not countering the Elvish Champion, probably means he has an answer for this. Oh boy. Yes. Do we go all in here? So if we face another Cataclysm, we somehow can rebuild. But we will face a lot of pressure, so Cataclysm is dangerous anyway. A bit sad that he's not having any amount of forests. Yeah, I will go all in. Might be completely wrong, but let's see. So combat. I think it's fine to attack with these two. Even if he has the advantage to make it a 3/3 and block one, we got everything on the board. And we see more information. Okay, another sword is tough. This was the last one, so probability was very low that he has this, but it's fine. Like, Cataclysm is a blowout anyway. Sword there means there is no sword for the Bloodline Shaman. We are lacking the ability to untap some things, or even bounce Sylvan Messenger. This would be so great, but Fire and Ice. Probably on the Shaman and Priest of Titania. Given the fact that he is like 34 cards deep, we are doing a great job with this version of Elves. Come on. This is great. I mean, he can block well, but I want to have it anyway. So if you attack with everything, he gets our best creatures, like this and this. He goes to 8. This is not enough for me to... Yeah, I think it's better to just wait a moment and to see if he... is forced to attack at some point. Don't forget that the Cataclysm is so strong that we'll lose anyway. So it won't matter if we have Elvish Champion in hand with a Forest, a Cradle, with just the Forest and the Llanowar Elves later. So we need to try our best. So one more Fire and Ice in the deck and 0 swords. So if there are no Cataclysms and we draw a card, which could help us, it might be a shot. So what will we sideboard? I guess for sure Steely Resolves in a playset. Maybe Masticores, as they are pretty resilient. So the probability is really high that he is having some counterspells now. I mean, we can take a look. Counterspell is just 1 gone. Yeah, there will be a bunch of counterspells. So we need to stack some threads. Helix is great. I want to keep it back to force him into having stuff like... Yeah, imagine the Helix would resolve. How many foils? Here's a 2 of foil. How many are gone? So probably 2 of 1 foil. Okay. Kamahl. Okay, we are almost there. I somehow want to have one more way. Like one more thread would be great. And then he needs 3 answers. Okay, Quirion Ranger. Is it enough for him to counter? Like if he would have... Let's see, I hope he counters this. Yes. Perfect. Okay, he still could have... So what is better? I think... the Mishra's Helix is not too great, and the Kamahl would win immediately. So let's see. Let's go for Helix here. So the Helix is there. Should I go for the Kamahl? Like, even if he discards 3 cards, it would be fine, I guess. I don't know. Counterspell is not castable. He could have one more foil. I want to see the foil. So here we will see an opt probably. A daze, okay. So he has a foil in hand. It's okay. Like getting 4 cards of him. He had no foil. So I could make 9 more. So activate this. No, undo. Activate this. Triple overrun. I love the deck. All right, here we are. So Steely Resolve is probably a game changer. Winter Orb is not necessary. I'm not a fan of the Helix, to be honest. How about, like, we need to cut back on this smaller creatures. I like the fact that the Masticore can block forever, but is it a game about blocking? I don't know. Elvish Champion was fine. This was probably scary for my opponent. Rofellos is not great. And maybe... So we are here with a very much... I want to play choke, to be honest. And maybe cut back on one Bloodline Shaman, as they are helping me to at least rebuild. Let's try it like this. There's even a corner case for Naturalizes, but I think it's hard to justify them against Moxen. This won't get anywhere. His is better. Let's ship the Kamahl. It's not great, but you saw how far we got the game before. Exchanging resources, so it's great to be here. All right, let's... I don't know. He might have a counter spell, which is fine, I guess. So if he has a counter spell, and he probably follows up with a Pyroclasm. This means I want him to probably counter my Sylvan Messenger instead of playing... Oh, yes. Okay, now we have a Pyroclasm, but the Messenger did everything he needs to. We have one follow-up after a Pyroclasm with our Fyndhorn Elves. So Cradle is able to make mana again. Maybe he's playing Engineered Plague, but I haven't seen it in his last list. Fire dice. On these 2 people, it's absolutely fine. Ah, Pyroclasm. Okay, this is strong. But we are here for the long run. So let's get this down and this. Steely Resolve would be sweet at some point, but it wouldn't help in this situation. Going for the sword there is absolutely correct. Let's lure a counterspell here. I mean, it's absolutely fine if this gets countered. The problem is, like, he didn't know that we are not on survival, so he will bring in more survival hate or kept the hate in. Okay, nothing here. Cataclysm at this point would probably benefit us more. So show me counterspell. Don't forget that you can't untap your elves anymore with the Steely Resolve in play. So what do we need to do? We need, probably will see another Pyroclasm. So let's maybe bait something here. And then maybe see a daze here. Okay. Counterspell. Absolutely fine. Like, this is a 1-for-1. We got our spells left. We need to resolve. Pyroclasm number 2. It's fine. Like, we can't prevent that. We could have prevented it with another Elvish Champion, but so here, I guess, it's more correct to slam the card advantage. He needs to have a counterspell. Maybe it would have been better to go for the Elvish Champion first, to have mana available for Deranged Hermit later. The Psychotalk is not dangerous alone. A Cataclysm would be. Another Psychotalk. Okay, not in danger here. So let's play a Hermit. Let's play a Champion. Suddenly, he can't attack with both anymore. I don't know if he attacks with one. I might just jump in. Okay, I don't need to show him this. If I attack with these, I will exile 4 cards out of this graveyard. It's not too good, I guess, but probably good enough. Yeah, I will do it. So the most dangerous thing which can happen here is, like, he plays Cataclysm, and suddenly Psychotalk is immediately lethal. So I prefer here to exile 4 cards in his graveyard and bring him to 12 with the ability to one-shot him later. But it's unclear, the decision. This symbiote is not great. It's not getting pumped. It's not secure. I mean, the good part probably is I will try to resolve it. As a good part is I can flip the Hermit here. Let's try. 4, 5. Okay. Do I want to attack here? I guess. Like, I'm getting again 4 cards from his graveyard. It's probably not enough, but it sounds tempting. Like, even if he has a Cataclysm where the probability is very high, we can rebuild then. Better than him having lethal immediately. I know this play seems to be a bit counterintuitive, but gosh. Yeah, it was exactly the right call. Otherwise, he can just easily one-hit us after Cataclysm. Quirion Ranger? Yeah, this is fine. So the question is, at this point, he probably has something like a counterspell. So at least I want to have this Hermit still in my upkeep. So he needs to spend resources. Otherwise, I bounce it without an effect. This is good. And the cool stuff is that we got double spell after that. I attack with this. So he needs to have double spell. He might have something for the symbiote here. But he needs double spell for the Quirion Dryad. And exile stuff again for the Psychotalk. So I like my way of navigating this. Right. He went to 8. So our line now will be to, what is it? 5 mana. I can't replay it here, sadly. So this might have been an error. Yeah, I should have played... I mean, if I played it before combat, it would have been Arcwood to resolve. I can... Yeah, let's cast this. It's bad if he has counterspell now and a follow-up counterspell. Okay, this probably means that we are in Cataclysm territory. I don't know. There is a way that I should bounce the Hermit. But again, it's so hard to recover after a Cataclysm that I want to have the 4 more power on the plate here. Okay, this is not scary yet. So now I will decide at the end of turn. So I can't untap the Bloodline Shaman anyway. But attacking is getting more and more Arcwood, so I will bounce the Hermit here. Okay, this is fine for me. Activate. I think I will name just Elf. Let's go for it. Like, what should happen? He has a counter spell, but if not, the impact is so high. So I could again attack here to exchange resources, and I still think maybe now it's not the right thing to do. Like, they are better at blocking. So now we need to take a look at Ugly Log. No shuffle. Probably means he is on something like Cataclysm next turn. I feel forced to attack really soon here. Llanowar Elves is not great. So what happens if I attack with everything? He could have, like, I have 6, 7, 8, 9 creatures. He can't get rid of these before combat damage. 6, 7, 8, 9. So I got 10 damage here. He could have some sort of removal for the squirrels. So let's assume he has 2 Swords to Plowshares, or maybe 1. Block, 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 block. Then it would be lethal. If he has a Fire and Ice and a Sword, it's not lethal. But I'm scared of something like Cataclysm. And I think the probability is rising that there will be a Cataclysm, so I take the shot here and attack with everything. If you make this decision out of scare here, you might lose. Otherwise, there's still game 3 we can play. Another Steely Resolve would have been funny, naming Squirrel. Then it would have been a very close call. I think our chances are not good, but the chances that he will follow up just with Cataclysm and win from there are way higher. So now he needs exactly 2 removal spells, otherwise he would need just 1 Cataclysm. Let's see. Gosh, okay. So probability is rising that he will find removal spells. Yes! Alright everyone, round number 4. We are 6-0 and I'm suddenly asking myself, is the original Martin Berlin way the right way to play elves today? I mean, the dream is still alive. Again, another blue and white hell here. It wouldn't be great to get our first Llanowar Elves answered, because we are relying on it together with Gaea's Cradle and the more expensive cards in our hand. The aggressive fetch here probably means the sword is ready. Oh boy, this will be tough. Can he stop our 6-0 spree? Let's get a Fyndhorn Elves down. Let's play the Cradle. Like, if we draw a forest next turn, we can use the Cradle mana immediately. But this will give him the signal that this needs to be answered. Okay, we get a chance. So, which thread? Let's lead with Fyndhorn Elves here. Which might be wrong. Like, he could have a Wrath of God ready. So, I think I will play Rofellos. It has the least impact on the board. So, yeah. At least it adds 2 damage. So he can go on with his Wrath of God. We need still another mana source, so it might be wrong to go with the Fyndhorn Elves first, but we will see. Maybe this is signaling that we are not such a danger as a classic Elves deck today, and he waits 1 more turn, Could even be something like Replenish, which is probably a very bad matchup. Okay, the Helix is great. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana available. So we could add some more if we say play Priest of Titania. And then I think the best thing we can do is like follow up with Mishra's Helix. It's like if this resolves, we are in a good shape. If it's not replenish. And we don't have any Tormod script, something like this. Steely Resolve is not great against replenish, course he can exile this. Before, I won't attack in case he has Decree of Justice, but I will set a stop in upkeep and in the draw step for sure. Okay, disenchant. This means this is like blue-white control. We need the Caller of the Claw, Winter Orbs. We still want the decent the Steely Resolve for sure. It's not too great, as they tend to just have 4 Swords to Plowshares, and yeah, it's more like a card against Grow a Toke and decks with Burn. So if we tap once again, we got a lot of stuff doing here. Standstill. I'm unsure. He has a Mishra's Factory probably as a follow-up. But I think we can just power through the standstill. Okay. So he has at least 1 decree in hand. So I think I will just explode here, right? So even 1 decree would be very strong. What do you say if I play Quirion Ranger? And what do you say if I follow up with Bloodline Shaman? Best thing would be if the Sylvan Messenger resolves to show us something like another messenger, maybe 2. Let's try the messenger. So if he should counter this, and then if he follows up with something like Wrath of God, it's hard to recover. But I think we would have seen the Wrath of God earlier. He could just draw it from the standstill here. Okay, 2 more elves. So I'm tempted to go all in. It's maybe too much, but it will be tough to recover from a Wrath of God anyway. But on the other side, these are not adding too much to the board. So I will go to combat. And if we untap... I know we have the problem that we are not having 2 mana available immediately. But if we untap, we got the Bloodline Shaman going. He's adding like maybe 3 soldiers to the board with a decree. Okay, here's a Wrath of God. It's fine. Like, we couldn't play the different. And as you saw the games before, we have the ability to recover here. I'm unsure if I will bring in the Steely Resolve for 4 Swords to Plowshares. And he has the Decree in hand, probably. Maybe not. Then he would have... So he had the Factory in play as he had the Standstill. So a Factory in hand to lure me into triggering the Standstill. So let's get a Rofellos down, ships a turn back. So I really like Elvish Champion this far. So same with the Sylvan Messenger. I'm unsure how good Rofellos is with the fact that we are bouncing our own forests pretty often. But an interesting card anyway. Okay. So we got 2 more cards at least going. But he has 5 cards in hand. And there will be stuff like Fact or Fiction, Decree, you name it. Maybe more standstills. So we are very far behind here, but I will just continue. Like, the clock will be more an issue for him than for us. I think I can afford the champion here. It's not a great card in this matchup anyway, as they are not working with -1/-1 effects. Plus, I don't want to give up my 6-0 streak now. And in this pace, like, time is an issue for the blue-white players, which needs to be considered in competitive Magic Online. Especially if they take this amount of time for their decision. You are free to continue. Right, so he's having standstill there. I play immediately the next champion. There's no way we can get out, like, leaning back. Even the factory can just block it and give +1/+1. And yeah, with the first decree, the power balance will immediately shift. So we will take our shots here. And if this will go for 3 rounds, like, he used 7 minutes from the clock for now. We are at 19 live. I want to see some more stuff. Exalted Angel is strong, and I think we will see it here. Or another Ross, Humility. Humility while tapping the factory is a bit odd. But we have no way to handle this Humility from the main deck. So we play everything. He might have an Absorb, which will grant him 2 life. But in some way there is a advantage of being with your back to the wall. Like, you see immediately what you have to do, and the rest is outside of our ability. Okay, another Wrath of God. Still not attacking with the factory, probably means here's something like Fact or Fiction. Another standstill. So there are the cases where we can deck our opponents, but it's tough. Like, it depends on how deep the decrees are lying and how many decrees are played. So let's give him another draw. I won't concede at this point. So even if this forces him to not attack for 1 or 2 turns, it's good enough. Powder Cake. So Powder Cake probably means he's not ready to play the Decree immediately. So I will go here and attack for 1. I mean, there are constellations, so our chances to win this are maybe 0.2%, but it's there, and as long as there is a small chance and the clock is ticking, we will continue. Let's play it. Even if it gets bombed by the Powder Keg, like, we don't have the luxury to lean back. And if he pops this for our 2/1/1 creatures, which will easily get blocked by the Mishra's Factory, I'm in for that. And 10 minutes are gone from his clock. And sorry, but with this deck, we are far behind in general, so I want to see lethal here. The Mishra's Helix was a good spot. If this would go unchecked by the Disenchant, it would have been a very interesting game. So this will be a bit tough to sideboard, and I'm not really sure if we can afford a choke. But he's ending our 6-0 spree now. Let's chip the turn back. All right, congratulations. So it took some 11 minutes to do it. Let's play Caller. We are absolutely forced to play Naturalize. Winter Orb is pretty strong, especially if we go for the long game. Rofellos is not great. Even Bloodline Shaman is... I mean, he needs to answer this pretty quickly. I'm in for a choke, I guess. Unsure about stuff like Masticore. So, Steely Resolve. I think we need to cut 6 cards here. Elvish Champion is not the right thing, I guess. There are so many answers, and it's hard to justify a 3-mana card with low impact. I will go more into the territory of Cradle control here, even if we are missing some key parts of the deck. Let's try it like this. I don't know about Steely Resolve, but they have disenchants anyway, and we are losing our ability to untap our elves, and they just got 4 swords as a pointed removal. We got no out for a card like Exalted Angel. I mean, we got Masticore, and then we need 10 mana, but probably not going to happen. I mean, there is more argument for going very aggressive game 2. But it's hard with the build. I just hope that he somehow board versus enchantments and artifacts, so this is good enough. Like, we fight a game about card advantage anyway, and we are here for the long run. And I don't know, we got, like, even if he has swords turn 1, we got second forest for our Priest of Titania. All right, let's go Priest. Let's go Priest. Let's hope for the best. Like, if he got another tapped land or standstill, it would be fine. Okay, another forest. So we got plenty of mana here. He has a counterspell for this, right? Let's start with Priest of Titania. So at least want to attack with everything. So just Mana Leak or Prohibit could help him. Counterspell or Prohibit, Mana Leak we can easily pay. Mana Leak, okay. Is it worth it to just... Maybe. This is a hit. Okay, we don't fear any board wipe next turn, so I guess I will go super aggressive for the Bloodline Shaman. So we don't get damage in this turn. But we got the Call of Claw as a backup. So the disadvantage of this start is that he will not lose much of his clock. And I will continue, like, absolutely. Play this. No swing. There's no way he can exile any card which is right. Like, maybe the Bloodline Shaman, but he needs humility followed up by something like Wrath of God to have a shot, and I don't know. So another Bloodline Shaman. Let's make a count here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10 damage. He's forced to fetch here sooner or later, so I will activate this once. Okay. Getting rid of a forest is not the worst thing we can do. I do think that we will bring down another Bloodline Shaman. So we got stuff like Wrath of God secured. He might have humility, but then he needs a follow-up. Like, even if he has humility, I will bring in the Caller of the Claw. Then we attack for a bunch next turn. Maybe it would be more correct to attack with the Bloodline Shaman. So he would be at 8. But we have lethal anyway. Yeah, doesn't matter. If he has a humility of Wrath of God, this game is probably over. If he has no big surprise for us, I don't see a way. Like, even if he's not... No way. So there's a small argument for putting the Caller of the Claw into play. This is thick. Like, Kamahl will be countered if he has. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think this is like super lethal. He might activate here. Block and has 2 swords. Trying to stabilize his turn, but if this resolves, he can't go this route. Perfect. What a brutal start. I'm unsure about the Bloodline Shaman. Maybe this needs to make space now for some more Rofellos. But this was a sweet showing. Like, choke would have been pretty awkward. And we don't have... I like the Sylvan Messenger hit it like a ton. Choke is probably not the right card, but sometimes it might be enough. Bad thing is that he just saw it, but not bringing in choke seems to be weird, right? Perfect. Perfect hand. Like having the Caller. Sure, we need to draw some Naturalizes. I guess I will lead with the Quirion Ranger. To see a sword. And then follow up next turn, probably with Priest of Titania. Yeah, he's thinking about playing the sword here immediately, and this is the spot where I want to have him. Yeah, absolutely great. So I will bait him into playing a counterspell here, like a Mana Leak or Prohibit. Okay, didn't happen. Play Llanowar Elves. So we're setting up again for beating Wrath of God and not beating Humility immediately. Alright, Quirion Ranger is great. Let's try to cast this. Let's float a mana. Untap here. Replay. Is it time to slam the Messenger first? I guess it's time for Priest of Titania. So the question now is, do I want to add Fyndhorn Elves to the board? Then it's a problem if he has something like Sword. I guess I will. I don't think he will play Sword into Wrath of God. I hope he plays Wrath of God and we just play Call of Claw. Alright, buddy. Alright, so let's float a green here. And imagine if we draw Gaea's Cradle. Like, untap here. Float mana. Let it resolve. Put 12 power onto the board. Alright. drawing forests there is great. So he needs immediately another Vroth. Otherwise, humility won't be good enough. Even Exalted Angel can't be played unmorphed. Oh, 4-0. Is it awesome? All right, everyone. 5th and final round with Premodern Elves. And we are paired again against our round 1 opponent. This could mean that he changed the deck and is in a following lead, or he's again on blue mono blue Dreadnought and the pairing was a bit weird. I think I will keep this. Yeah, it's sometimes odd. Like, if waiting times are too long, you will be paired against the opponent you already played again. I even managed to play the same opponent twice in a few minutes, cause yeah, the queue was pretty empty, and yeah, he had a very bad matchup. I didn't know which deck I played there, but okay, he declines. So we will see a turn 2 Dreadnought for sure. Fyndhorn Elves is not bad. So we will slam Quirion Ranger. But against the 2-turn Dreadnought, we don't have too much to say. We need at least some more Elvish Champions to maybe block. So now we got the revenge. And again, we see the Fun Police in the format. Okay, Vision Charm is not even the worst here. Like, it's a 2-turn clock. We need to hit very good. So, are we slamming Kamahl into days and then getting our overrun stifled? Probably not. We need to hope to hit something like Priest of Titania here if this resolves. A bit unfunny to get paired against the deck. But it is what it is, so would be cooler to see another deck for the variety. But as I stated before, you will play at least once or twice against Dreadnought in Magic Online leagues. Oh, this was a bad hit, but I still think we need to play it as we are not having lethal here. So what happens if we draw Gaea's Cradle and our opponent falls asleep? Then we might have a chance. So Steely Resolve really needs to handle this game. Here's the Elvish Champion. He is so ready with his counters, I can see it. But the champion is ready. There's no way that this will resolve. Okay, foil. So we need to throw at least 5 power. What do we have here? 1. I think I will do it post-combat, right? Yeah, it's not even enough mana. Like, we can't slam the Kamahl. There is no out. There is no out. Like, we don't have naturalizes. Some stuff like this. Let's go here by the package again and maybe remove the harder to resolve stuff. Yeah, we need to stay explosive. and hope for the best. But I don't want to be pessimistic, but I got the gut feeling this our 4-0 league will end here, which is super amazing for the deck. Like, we are 8-1 now, 8-2 with this game, but yeah, it has potential. Like, I like the fact how Elvish Champion is adding up. I hope to resolve a Steely Resolve, like, pun intended, but a name just Dreadnought, and he can't stifle his Dreadnought triggers. This is not good enough, I guess. Like, if we face again, maybe we need to keep it. But there's 0 interaction. This is above 0, but yeah, I will keep this. Probably ship a Quirion Ranger, maybe Rofellos. Yeah, Rofellos. Man, I hope he's not reading the Steely Resolve correctly and thinks like, okay, is he securing his elves against Chain of Vapor? And then I am, hello. This would be funny, to steal a game like this. This is tough. Need to draw a forest now. No forest, but at least double spell. I can go for Cradle for sure. If he has immediately the Dreadnought again, we are just losing, but it is what it is. It's a tier 1 deck with a metagame share about 16%, and it's the biggest problem in the format for sure. Everyone knows it. Steely Resolve for the win. Okay, this is fine for me. He's tapped out, so he needs to have foil. Yeah, do it. So let's play at least around days, I guess. Would be finer to get the Priest of Titania in, but okay. So he needs to handle the Steely Resolve first, which is sweet. And it might be enough to steal the game. But now he knows our plan. So we might see stuff like a null in the next game. So next turn I try to get Priest down. Maybe if the Priest resolves, I will go double Priest. Like, the Steely Resolve should be good. He needs to bounce this first. I don't know if he has a bounce in the deck. If he has it, he has it. But it felt more dangerous to just play Steely Resolve. Maybe he's just letting this resolve, and then I say, yeah, I will name again Dreadnought. And he's considering that I put it on Elves. Okay. Ah, we can name Phyrexian. Of course, Phyrexian Dreadnought is a Phyrexian and a Dreadnought. Double Shroud. I don't think there's any reason to hide a card. So Hibernation would be insane, but it's very seldom that they play it. There's like, I guess, one Dreadnought player playing it often, but I'm playing it in mono blue dreadnought, but I'm not satisfied with it. It's not helping too much against Enchantress. So 4-turn clock, we need some more elves. He probably has some counter spells already. No third land, another Steely Resolve. So let's crash in. Absolutely another Steely Resolve. Isn't it funny? This should probably name elves now. Do not see another Essence Flare because it's changing the clock. Alright, GG. This was impressive, but we were on the draw, on the play, and ay. Yeah, let's continue, I guess. We continue like this. And this is, the dream is so real. Like, we are in our last match in the league, and we are 4-0, and the last match here is tied, and I'm hyped. We got 2 pieces of interaction, but it will be tough to resolve, especially without an elf. Yeah, let's see. It's good enough for me. I hope he's leading. Like, the Steely Resolve is not helping if he has Dreadnought resolved yet. This is not the worst, but okay, no Dreadnought. Man. Are we slamming the Steely Resolve? I don't think so. Cradle would have been better, by far. Maybe, I don't know. I should slam the Steely Resolve. Or I will do double spell next turn. Like, next turn, maybe he has a Dreadnought now with 2 pieces of interaction. The awkward part is if I resolve Steely Resolve, I can't target his Dreadnoughts too. So if one Dreadnought is in the loop, I need to naturalize first. Okay, let's take a look at Ugly Log. He had a shuffle, so it's not the best hand in the world. Man, I could slam this in Messenger, but it feels weird to do it. Let's go Cradle. Let's go Steely Resolve. Okay. We got 1 piece of interaction with Naturalize, and the probability that he boards out Days is high. Essence Flare is not great for us. Do I want to naturalize it? Probably not. Okay, Priest of Titania. Let's slam a Priest. Let's attempt a Sylvan Messenger. We have to take our shot here. If this gets countered, I'm super happy. Like, we don't have a clock, but yeah, perfect. Even with a 3-for-1. So probability is rising that the Naturalize will at least get rid of 1 Dreadnought. Okay. It's good, but at least no Dreadnought. Gush is strong. So this is a trigger immediately in your upkeep. You don't have the ability. I mean, you have the ability to play Naturalize, but this won't keep anything alive. Another Sylvan Messenger. This is fine. Let's attack here. Do I want to slam Forest? I guess. Yeah, if he has days, he has it. But I don't think. Like from a Dead Note perspective, I probably would board out days. Another foil. 0 cards in hand. Okay. So any creature we could redraw here is cool. He needs to find 2 interactive spells. We could even draw Steely Resolve. Okay, I somehow want to drop the forest. Because there will be a situation where we need a lot of mana in one turn. Elvish Champion. This is sweet. Like we could attack before, but I want to counter this. Him to counter this or answer it. Maybe he's taking up the powder keg now. Right, I don't know if it's worth it, but I feel like we can just make the play of untapping here to have 1 more mana available to pay for something like this or something spicy. Okay, now there is a spot where we'll crash in for 4, bring him to 8. And if we draw a true drop, I mean, this is sweet. Let's attack first. So this is kind of must counter threat for him. The powder keg is in the awkward spot of being on 2. So I play the symbiote here. I untap. So now we could... I don't think we need to do it. Like we play the slower route now. We could naturalize now, but we don't have lethal anyway. It would open up for lethal, but I want him to tap out to naturalize his stuff. No need to bounce it right now. So we attack for 2. Then we try to replay it. So untap the Ranger, bounce the Elvish Champion. Stifle. Okay, Stifle is not doing anything here because untapping is not great. The bounce is part of the cost. Maybe this was unclear at this point. Replay the champion. I could have made it with the untap here. Would probably have been a bit better. Man, are we doing it? Targeting this. So we will attack for 4 next turn. I think it's fine. I still want to keep the Naturalize around. It's not lethal. If this would have been lethal, I would consider like removing this. Another Cradle, not the draw I need. So my heart is beating like you can't imagine. Let's play absolutely correctly here. Can Bloodline Elves deck do it? Are we still here in the good old times? Like, come on. Hibernation. Flash or Insight. This won't get there, buddy. This won't get there. Yes! Oh my god. This is incredible. I don't know what to say. Yes, clear 5-0. It was 10-2 in game, so what a run. All right, everyone, we are back after 5 amazing rounds, and man, it was 5-0 in total at 10-2, and what a run, and what a stacked league this was, and how incredible that with the first deck in this new video series, we are immediately going 5-0, and I don't know what to say. That was so funny, and I think it was a good showcase that due to the competitive fact of Magic Online especially, so Magic Premodern Online, we lost the ability to see the strength of some cards. And it's so funny, like, it was a blast to play, and I'm so hyped up for the next league I will play. You can write in the comments which deck you want to see next. I will link every deck I want to play. And we were pretty lucky at some points, and it carried so well, especially the Sylvan Messengers, Elvish Champion, and the Steely Resolve. So, great deck. I hope this will reignite the love for the format for some people. Maybe just ignite it because you are not playing the format yet. And it was so cool to play something without survival, even if you are kind of forced to, and to get rid of the prison elements. And you see, like, Martin Berlin's Elves deck. I hope it's from Martin Berlin on the side, maybe from Gordon, but it's still nuts, and it's going very strong, even if you have some luck. And I can't wait to continue with the series. Have a great day. See you on the next one.